What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this. A lot of you, at least, have heard about this. There was a tragic incident that occurred in Louisville, Kentucky. I put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. 4 people lives were deleted, and at least 9 others were injured after a shooting in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. The shooter also is deceased. Apparently, this happened at a bank. Um, the victims have been identified as Tommy Elliott, 63, Jim Tutt, 64, Josh Barrick, 40, and Juliana Farmer, 57. Police said the suspect shot at officers, but they returned fire and, quote, stopped that threat. Police confirmed the aggressor's activity as 23-year-old Connor Sturgeon, who was an employee of the bank at the time of the incident. LMPD Chief Jacqueline Glenn Villaroel said the suspect used a lethal type of weapon in the attack. If you notice I'm talking funny, it's because YouTube doesn't like for us to use certain terminology, so I'm trying to think of other words to use. Police said it was not currently known if this item was obtained legally. The suspect was live streaming the aggressive incident on Instagram. That post has since been removed, according to police. 3 are in critical condition, including LMPD officer Nicholas Wilt, who just came out of brain surgery at the University of Louisville Hospital. It's unclear what led to this incident. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear appeared emotional at a Monday morning press conference following the shooting, saying that he had lost close friends. He said, quote, "I have a very close friend who didn't make it today, and I have another close friend who didn't either, and one who's at the hospital that I hope is going to make it through. So when we talk about praying, I hope that people will." President Biden posted a tweet sharing that he and the First Lady are praying for those impacted and urged Congress to move forward with a word rhyme with stun safety laws. He said, "Once again, our nation mourns after a senseless act of violence. Jill and I pray for the lives lost and impacted by today's aggressive incident. Too many Americans are paying for the price of inaction with their lives. When will Republicans in Congress act to protect our communities?" I'm going to say this. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. I don't give a damn about the Second Amendment. I don't care about all of that. I believe in that. But at some point in time, there needs to be safeguards put in place to protect people from maniacs who are mentally ill from obtaining weapons. Now, I get it's virtually impossible. There are 400 million Second Amendment objects that are out there, and at the end of the day, it's pretty much impossible to keep weapons. I just said a word I shouldn't have said, but keep these things out of the hands of these people. I get that, but it needed to be something to slow down these types of incidences. It's a disgrace. Every day there's a new situation, and you know, we got to get. I'm gonna tell you what really needs to happen, in my opinion. We got to get serious about mental health in this country. We got to get serious about it. There are people walking around who are showing and displaying so many signs that they are out of their fucking mind. They give us warnings. These are people that need to be watched. And honestly, there need to be people. I think there needs to be. This is what I'm starting to believe, right? I think there needs to be a new position at these types of businesses, banks, schools, all of these types of things. There needs to be some type of like detective or something. I know this sounds outlandish, but somebody to keep track of any type of bizarre behavior. Like their job every day is to just question people, not to the point where it's intrusive, but if anything seems awry, just come to his office or his or her office and just report some things. And I know people are like, well, don't you have security? Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about real like law enforcement. Now I know some people are like, well, that means that you're trying to incorporate a police state. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're at that point where we need to it's an emergency. It's an emergency at this point, man. This is happening every day, and it can happen to you and me at any time. We can't even go to a bank and process, and conduct business without this type of stuff happening. We can't send our kids to schools without having to worry about this nonsense. What's next? They're already doing it at concerts. We can't do shit. Malls, stores, grocery stores. I'm gonna tell you, it's everywhere. Buses. You tell me we're not in a situation where we need to maybe step it up a notch. Now I don't know how effective gun control measures are or would be, but I do know this. Between the time when the assault weapons ban was put in place under Clinton and when it was repealed, I think during the Bush years, crimes with assault weapons went down like, I forgot what was it, like 80%? I mean, just the lethality of it is taken out of it. Because these weapons were not meant for regular people to own. I'm sorry. They just weren't. These weapons are meant for war and especially extenuating circumstances. I mean, do you really need... I mean, whatever, man. I know some people are going to be like, oh, man, you're a gun nut, blah, 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 blah. I'm not. I believe in a person's right to bear arms, but do we really think that the people who created the Second Amendment were envisioning that they would have weapons that could tear your arm off? I mean, these people had muskets and shit. I mean, whatever, man. That's just my take on it, man. Tell me what you guys think.